Only thing unplugged is Forgotten Seasons.
All right, welcome back. Today we got Mike Bibby. I had you on like maybe 2-3 years ago, and you came up in our Devin George episode.
I saw that.
And then we posted it, and they had you up there with Kobe after Game 7, the dual interview, bro.
Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
I think that's the only time it's ever happened.
I don't remember any of that shit happening, and I'm glad they stopped it afterward. That's probably a one and done.
Man, you saw my face. I'm like, what the hell y'all got me up here for? I couldn't believe it.
That's how the media.
I was trying to get off the court.
That's how the media person from your team get cursed out, and you don't mean to, but when they put you in that situation, like that's when you cuss out the media person.
But you know, he got me. I forget what his name is. That was doing the interview.
Jim Gray.
He grabbed me when I was going off. So he grabbed me first.
He messy.
And then Kobe walked up.
Yeah. Then he pulled Kobe over there. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. I couldn't believe that shit.
Part of his journalism is a little messy. You know what I mean? He gets in what he was doing. He knew what the fuck that meant. You know what I mean? Excuse my French, by having both of y'all up there over him. He playing little games. Yeah.
I was pissed off, bro. You saw my face.
And I'm surprised that Kobe wanted to do that after your face fouled the shit out of his elbow.
That was Game 6.
Yeah,
that was Game 6, I think. Yeah, he fucked me up on that. But I mean, it was a slide move. You know, the old school moves. You know, I teach my kids when I coach. If you could get away with it, just make it look like a basketball play.
That's the rule.
You know what I mean? That's what he did. He made it look like a basketball play. Almost broke my nose. But it made it look like a basketball play.
So after that series, obviously you lose in 7. Jelani was telling me before. What was that, Jelani?
Gino
told me 2000.
Gino told me a story that he talked to me. You know Gino. Gino told me a story afterwards.
Yeah, I know Gino.
Yeah, he told me a story afterwards. He talked to you after that game. And he said the only thing that you could think of to do to make yourself feel better, I guess, was to buy a Lambo or a Ferrari. And he said he talked to you afterwards and he asked you if you felt better, and he was like, no, it didn't help. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I was sick because just throughout the series, I knew we were a better team. I mean, just by looking at, to go against Shaq in his prime, Kobe in his prime, to even be on the court with them and have a chance to beat them, I think because you look at the Game 7, we shoot 2 for 13 from 3, and we shoot under 50% from the free throw line, and we go into overtime. You know what I mean? So it just showed like that was our time. But I also look at it as, if we win that game, there's no three-peat. You know what I mean? And I think there's only 2 teams, count the Bulls twice maybe, but in the Lakers, that's the only three-peat that I think the NBA has ever had. So, I mean, I think we kind of would have messed up kind of NBA history just for, Shaq and Kobe's legacy. And, I mean, I feel like that was our time. I think things could have been different after that if we win that championship. We keep the team together longer. Just things I think would have been turned out different.
For sure. Well, I'm glad y'all didn't, because I got a ring over there sitting on the bench watching you cook D-Fish. You know what I mean? So I'm glad.
D-Fish was getting that work.
He would come over and he'd be like looking around. It's like, he cooking, bro. This is before kids said let him cook. Like they was letting Bill cook, and he was cooking. There was nothing you can do about it. He was looking around at the coaches. Was like, nah, we as hoopers, like he on fire, bro. It's a wrap. If you can try fighting him, that's probably why Kobe went to like the devices he went to like stop you. But I'm like, nah, he in his own, man. This is how this thing goes. Ain't no help. So
yeah. I mean, it just got to the point where I was just like you said, I was in a groove. I think, and that was my first
peaceful
playoffs ever. I think playing John Stockton in the first round, my first ever playoff, and then going against Nash kind of got me ready to shine in that moment. That was the next the Western Conference Finals.
That's a different type of point guard from Stockton and Nash. D-Fish ain't really, he the point guard, but he got to run the triangle. He got to do the two.
Yes, I mean it's different because like when you guard guys like that, it's kind of loaded up offensively because I don't really have to do much defensively because they got Shaq, they got Kobe, then comes Fox, then you know what I mean. You go all the way down the line and Fish is maybe for that fourth or fifth person, so. Just in real life standards, they're not going to let him cook like how I was going at him. You know what I mean? So kind of you get in a position like that. Stockton was the man on his team. Nash was the man he could score and pass. But you get to the Lakers and it's kind of like he's fourth, fifth fiddle. I kind of got to relax a little bit on defense and kind of work offensively.
He was relaxed on offense too. Yeah.
A big storyline in that. A big storyline in that series, though, was Kobe wanting to guard you. And I think people kind of know you and Kobe's relationship goes back to your dad's. When was the first time you actually met him? Was it the McDonald's game or was it when you were like 5 years old?
The McDonald's game. I mean, like, I was a baby when my dad was with the Sixers, you know what I mean? So I see pictures and stuff, but I don't really remember anything because we moved out to Arizona probably like a couple years after that. So I've been in Arizona since I was like 2 or 3 years old. So I wasn't really out there long. But became really close when we got to the McDonald's game. And, you know, I mean, just you gravitate to people. Our dads play on the same team. You know, we're in the top 5 of the high school class. I mean, we kind of gravitated to each other. He was a funny story that he was going to take my sister to prom, to his prom. I don't even know how. My sister's 3 years younger, so she must have been like 14 years old. And I guess he figured just like, you know, that ain't gonna work. I'm gonna go with Moesha.
Yeah.
I thought it was Brandy.
That is Moesha.
Yeah, Moesha. That's
He's
Moesha.
younger than us, Bib. You got to forgive Dylan. He's 26. Man.
I just saw the Brandy.
Yeah. Oh man, my bad.
Damn. I mean, not the 14-year-old, bro.
I know, that's what I said. I think that's why it changed. But you know, everything happens for a reason. But I mean, just to see his work ethic and everything back then, because even when I was in high school, I played basketball all the time. I never really worked like that, but I was always at the park. I was always playing basketball somewhere, whether it was on the 8-foot hoop with my boys or finding a park to play at. We've done this park, we go to the next park. I was always playing. It was never really workouts for me. I never did no ball handling. I never did no cone work. I never did none of that.
That's not the Bib game to me. Mike Bibby was efficient. You didn't need all that shit. You knew how to hide behind screens. You knew the angles. You know what I mean? You could shoot. You know what I mean? Which is the all equalizer. You didn't need to hands up, combo, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And that's why I always wanted to play with you because Barron was a different thing. Barron wrapped that motherfucker around his neck like Sidney Dean, throw it. Bib just used to come down, bounce pass.
The game's easy though. You know, a lot of guys they make it harder than what it needs to be. You know, you get in the workouts, you see a guy dribble 50 times to take a bad shot. It's not that easy. I always tell the guys, like, the guy, you go on a pick and roll and you go anywhere and the guy's on your hip, he's dead meat. You just got to figure out how to get to the bag, figure out how to score the ball. Because there ain't no way a guy is going to be able to guard you on the side. You know what I mean? So I always teach my kids. I teach my kids the game's simple. Like when we train kids, we do simple stuff. What you going to do in the game? How many people have you seen in the NBA do a corner three and step out of bounds? A lot.
That never used to happen. I'm thinking back to like that's a big no. Like lines, no the line. I'm thinking long twos was a big no. And stepping out of bounds on that corner three. Yeah.
So now when you train guys, now I put that into the workout because you see guys slide to the corner and they're out of bounds. So when they get in the game, you're out of bounds. So that's why I do little stuff like that. Just make sure short, choppy steps in the corner, and you practice how you play. Don't step back because there's just much room for errors. I mean, just little stuff like that I put in my workouts and stuff like that.
You know, it's funny now that you said that. I seen a video of Kevin Durant shooting like 20 jumpers right on the baseline with just his heels up.
We're in the corner. He's a different beast.
That's what I'm
too.
saying. Yeah, that he something.
Yeah,
that's
send it to me.
yeah. I'm gonna send it to you. He in the corner and he got his heels up right around the baseline, almost like he's standing up. But I think he thinking if I can get my heels up, if my feet are up, then I don't have to. I'll send it to you. I don't mean to dog. Yeah,
send
for
it to
sure.
you.
Yeah.
See, like there's a few guys that have kind of was in our era, Jelani, to where it's like there's a few left.
Mm-hmm. He one of them.
You know what I mean? That was he's one of them. Chris Paul, Booker. I mean, you could go down the line. A lot of those guys, that same guys still shoot mid range.
Facts.
They only allow a few guys to shoot mid range to this day, and I mean they took that out the game, and that's the superstars are still killing with that.
It's weird. The mid range. The mid range is where the poetry happens in basketball.
Yeah, I mean,
in the playoffs,
especially in the playoffs. Yep.
Our era was the king of mid range. We had, I remember Terrell Brandon, Sam Cassell,
Rip Hamilton.
Rip Hamilton. I'm trying to think. I mean, you go down, even like the point guards, is like everybody be able to shoot mid range. Everybody. And that was our thing until they got out of it. So, I mean, there's still a few guys left that will shoot it, and they're superstars right now.
So let's go back real quick to Vancouver. I think, Vancouver gets talked about when they're talking about expansion now as like, oh, Vancouver, they weren't ready then, but now they're ready. You were on the record, I think you said on All This Smoke, that you didn't want to go to Vancouver. The Clippers had the first pick. Clippers, they're in LA, but that's not that much better of a basketball situation. I think that, probably still practicing. Probably still practicing where like the junior college. So you either go to LA with the LA B team, or you go to Vancouver. You're on the record already saying that you didn't want to go to Vancouver. Do you think that there was any chance for that situation to work out in Vancouver, or was it kind of just doomed from the start?
I think it might have been just doomed because we weren't winning. You had a few superstars. Like our superstars were Sharif Abdul-Rahim. He's 21. Country Reeves is 23.
Shout out Country.
Those are our superstars. And like the game was different back then. The game was played inside out. So I was kind of third fiddle coming in there. And I throw it to Country. I throw it to Sharif. And if it comes back out, maybe I'll get a jump shot. So, after like a year or two, I was like, damn, I'm going to be out the league. I'm averaging like 8.5 points, 9 points. I'm not really getting nothing right now. So it was just all the way around, man. It had nothing to do with Vancouver, the city. It had nothing to do with the team. It was just, I had just turned 20 years old. I have 2 kids. My family moved to a different country. It's raining every day. So, it was just like the domino effect. I remember, like, at the draft, I had David Falk, my agent, and it was we didn't know who was going to go number 1 until, like, 30 minutes before the draft started. So, like, we don't know. Tell me all day, we don't know who it is yet. They don't know. And then, like, 30 minutes before, he's like, Mike, they're going to go with Al Candy. So I went upstairs. To Stu Jackson and Brian Hill. And I remember it was me, my mom, Brian Hill, and David Falk and Stu Jackson. And I just told him, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to play here. And it's nothing against the team. It's nothing against the city. My dream was always maybe a LA team or a New York Knicks, something like that, to where my dreams was still complete. I'm not knocking that, but just being in a different country, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't mature enough, and I wasn't ready.
That's fair.
What about the Steve Francis draft? Because that could have changed things if they could have taken Odom, they could have taken Sean Marion, Rip Hamilton. Did they consult you at all? Like, what was the reasoning behind that? Because from like an actual draft standpoint, Steve Francis was super nice. Like, there's not saying that, but they picked you the year before, and then they go with another point guard. They're trying to pick,
and they picked Antonio Daniels the year before that. So they picked 3 point guards 3 years in a row. But I think for getting him, that got us Michael Dickerson. I forget who else came over with that, but when he got there, it kind of excelled us a little bit, and it was kind of like Country was out of place now.
And you got your running mate. You got a Wildcat. You know what I mean? That might have helped with. They might have did that to help with you. Like, I don't want to be here. Let's go get a Wildcat. You know what I mean? Let's start transitioning away from Country a little bit. Hey, how nice was Big Country?
He was tough.
Yeah.
I mean, when he wanted to play,
he was a problem with.
When he wanted to play, he would. Yeah, he was big and he had good footwork.
Soft
he was
touch.
Strong. Yeah, but he like once Lionel Hollins told him, like, these are my three guys, Sharif, Dickerson, and Mike. If you want the ball, get it off the glass. And I think ever since he told him that, it was kind of like,
that's it. He started checking
I'm done.
out.
I don't think he played after that. I
don't remember him going anywhere and doing anything after the Vancouver stuff. Yeah, he slowly.
I think that was it.
Yeah. He like, I didn't.
That might have been the last time he played.
I didn't want to play anyway. Cool.
He got his money, and that was it. So, I mean, it was overall, it was a good experience. I think everything happens for a reason. And if I would have ended up going to the Clippers, I probably would have never ended up in Sacramento.
Facts.
When did the pick and roll become like? Did that precede your playing? I know the pick and roll always existed, but now it's like every single play is a pick and roll. I was hearing
dribble handoff.
I was hearing Sebastian Telfair talking about the big men back then. Come here, bring it down low. Did you? When did the pick and roll kind of become like the standard in offense? Was that after you left the game, or kind of when you were getting later?
No, it was. It was happening. It was happening a lot when because Stockton, Nash. It was more pick and rolls. It wasn't as many dribble handoffs. So like when I went to Sacramento, it was a lot more dribble handoffs because we played a different way than the traditional point guard, bring the ball up, run to pick and roll, and you play off it. So, I mean, we hit the big man and we played split game off it, and it was a lot of dribble handoffs. The dribble handoff is just about the same thing as the pick and roll. It's just that you just don't dribble off. So, I mean, it was around the game. It was around there for the whole time I was playing.
You know why I think it changed, Bib, and why I think you asked that question. It kind of changed because Bib was shooting behind the pick and roll. So Stockton was playing. He do the 1-2 read. Bib was playing behind the screens, and he could shoot, and he started shooting your eye out. So, you know what I mean? Then it's, the pick and roll is like, oh, now the guard. Before pick and roll was the read. You come off, you look for the wood, or you pop. You got the popper, you got your roller. Sometimes that's not the same person, right? Sometimes they let the other dude, you're the picker, you're the popper. Yeah. So when Bib started shooting the face off that thing behind the screens, now it changes the pick and roll a little bit. Now they're trying to find the bibs. Now they green lighting the guards to shoot on the pick and roll. You know what I mean? It's a copycat league. You know what I mean? Once Bibb starts doing that on the pick and roll, okay, we got to find somebody. They'll start doing it in the practices. In the summer, they'll start teaching what we got cooked in. He does it behind the screen. They'll take the young kids and show them how to shoot the Bibby shit. So it was there.
But that goes back to being a simple game, Jelani, to where these guys, when they run the pick and roll, everything is full speed. Like when you do a pick and roll, I always took my time so I could read what he's going to do. Now, if I turn to do a pick and roll and I see him getting on my hip, that means he's going to chase me over the screen. I'll be able to eat him up. Now, if I come off and he's playing low and going to go under, I mean, I might be able to read all this because I'm not going full speed. I'm seeing what he's doing before. Same thing when you come off like a floppy pick. If you curl it or fade, guys run off full speed. Defense guy just meets him on the other side because he already has his mind made up what he's going to do. He's not reading how you're playing them. And so, like I said, it's the same thing I teach every time. Take your time out to pick and roll. You got to see what the guy's going to do, and then you just eat it up.
And it messes the bigs up.
Yeah.
If you come off and you rip, you know what I mean? Now, it's cool. I know I got to get back. I do a hedge, whatever the call is. If you take and you start now you're playing games with the big. It's like, what is he going to do? Do I need to hug?
And you can see, you can see what he's doing.
Yep.
Like you can see, Jelani, the guys will come out. I know how Big's going to play it. If he comes up the pick and he walks up slow, he's going to be back. Now, if I come up, Bigs don't ever want to guard the guards. If you see a guy holding on to his man and just put his arm out, get downhill, get around his thing, it's a double screen for me. You know what I mean? So it's like the game is easy, man. Everybody just makes it so hard.
what is the dribble handoff with Vlade? How does your mindset change when you're running that with Webb? Is it the same philosophies, or are you reading it completely differently?
It's the same philosophies. The funny part is I never played like that until I got to Sacramento. I remember coming to Sacramento, and rest in peace, Coach Carril, greatest guy in the world,
Princeton
comes in. My first thing is, yes. My thing is, when I was in Vancouver for 3 years, I throw it in the post. I'm just going to the other side, and hopefully the ball will come back to me. Here, I passed it, ran through, and ducked because the ball almost hit me in the head. And so Coach Carril was like, Mike, you better be ready. That shit going to hit you in your head. Just you got to pay attention. So now I realize, okay, these guys are going to pass the ball. And so that's what kind of learned, like, okay, now I could play. I could cut. I could play basketball. Basketball is supposed to be played, not like a machine, mechanical, come down, throw it in the post, jog to the other side, and just watch one person play one-on-one.
Makes sense.
First interaction or memories with Rick Adelman, and do you think he's kind of a historically underrated coach? He never won a title. He never won a title, did he?
Nah,
I don't think
he was up there in Portland, right? He got nixed by Mike. Yeah, Mike took that away from him.
Yep. I mean, great coach. As far as like off the court, wouldn't really give you much, but on the court, he's a whole different person. When he gets in front of that court, he talks, he gets in, he teaches, he does all this stuff. But I remember I was in the weight room one time. I don't know if they frowned upon weightlifting back then because I always lifted weights. And I remember him walking by one time, just me and him. He walked by, he looked at me, and just walked past me. I'm like,
he didn't have nothing.
Damn, Coach, good morning. Like good morning. Yeah. He didn't say nothing, but off the court, he wouldn't really talk much. When you get him on that court, he's an animal. One of the best coaches I played for.
I always enjoyed Rick Adelman's teams. They got up and down. They had some good sets. They was winning. Y'all seem happy. You seem to be able to create and express yourself during the game. No wonders in that, but it didn't seem like a very restrictive type of thing. He kind of
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like he let us play, and it was never like he really respected that we are pros. We took care of business coming in, and he just let us play.
It's funny being on other teams. You're like, man, I need to try to get over there, man. That seemed like that.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, they getting up and down a little bit. Webb over there palming it, and
it's a damn show.
Yeah. It's funny, man.
And the thing, how I got there, I remember they were planning to move the team. So the owner, Michael Heisey, rest in peace too. He came to me. He's like, Mike, we're thinking about moving the team next year, and we're going to start with a clean slate. We want to put you in a good position. Where would you like to play? Give me 5 places you would want to play, and we would try to work something out. So I gave him 5. I gave him 5 teams, and then he told me like, "What's the number 1 spot you want to go to?" And I said Sacramento, and that's the last I heard of it. Then I think it was draft night. I got a call. It was like 1 a.m. I was in the gym working out, and somebody called my brother. Like, hey, your brother, Monty Buckley called my brother and was like, Buck called. He was like, hey, your brother just got traded to the Kings. So he told me. I was like, nah, I would have heard something from my agent. And then I went to my car and got the phone. You get traded, Jelani. I got a Vancouver number and a Sacramento number. So I was like, oh yeah, shit, something happened.
Yeah.
And that it was it after that. And the reason why I wanted to go there, I love the way they played, but we were in the Grizzlies. No one really came to our games. When the bad teams come in, no one's really there. So I remember going to Sacramento last game of the season, and it was packed. And I'm like, damn, there's a lot of people here to just see us. Like, I know our team. I mean, we ain't winning, but they're here to see. I want to play in front of fans like that, to where no matter what, it's rocking. the game's going, everybody's feeling the team's feeling the crowd, and that was
Cowbells
probably the
and
best time.
all them damn cowbells.
Yeah,
That shit was noisy as
yeah.
hell in there. Before,
And that's what made it worse. It was so small. The arena was so small. That's why.
Bill, before a lot of is made about like Toronto and Vince, being up there in Canada. Do you think, having played up there in the other country, do you think Vince is like the only reason why the Raptors survived and the Grizzlies had to move? You know what I mean? If Vince moves early, do the Raptors end up, moving or relocating somewhere?
I think so, but what happened with him getting drafted there? Everybody's put in different situations. You never know how how it's going to affect the team or affect the player. I mean, you could be a number 1, 2 pick and go to a bad team, and it just be all bad. You know what I mean? He went to Toronto. He was exciting. They were winning, and so I mean, I think it's just the excitement of that just kept it there. And being in Vancouver, losing so much, they probably just got tired of it. I mean, I remember people talking shit to me on the street, just walking around. You guys
The
suck.
Canadians,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, the Canadians were talking shit.
Oh yeah, they were like, "You guys suck." I mean, there was like almost a lot of fights with us out there, just respecting your name and being a man. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think, like you said, Jelani, I think it probably went as well if Vince didn't come in there and change everything for them. But I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to do when he was there.
As soon as he got there,
he went there. The men, and then T-Mac came after. It was just exciting. They were exciting and former and superstars. You know what I mean? So I don't think it would allow. I think it probably would have fizzled like Vancouver probably did if Vince maybe left early. I do think that.
Going to 2003, round 2 against the Mavericks, how devastating was that Webb ACL injury? And do you think that 2003 team could have been better than the 2002 team?
I don't know if we could have been better. I think we might have been on the same level. But I remember in that game, it was a close game, and Webb comes over to me. He's like, like he likes to spin out. And it's a close game, so he's like, Mike, when I spin out, throw it up. So I looked at the clock, and I'm like, Webb, it's a tight game right now. I don't want to turn the ball over. He said, if I don't dunk it, I'm going to go grab it. I said, shit, all right. And so, boom, I threw it up. And as soon as I threw it up, and he went to go grab it, and he came down, I was like, damn. It was that quick. And I knew it wasn't the right thing to do at that time. But you got Chris Webber telling you throw the ball up, you got to throw it up.
Man, come on now.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Facts.
So I mean, but that's a conversation we had, man. I just think after that, it kind of hurt our hopes of going back with our superstar alpha dog out the game.
You still took him to 7.
Yeah, but I mean, we could have pushed that even further because the next year, I think we played
Minnesota.
Yeah, and we lost, and Webb wasn't the same.
That was a crazy series. That Minnesota series, the Peeler Garnett fight.
What's your POV from the AP swinging on KG thing? Because for some reason it's starting to circulate on social media too. I saw a couple clips of
and the funny thing, AP was cool with them. I don't even know how it came down to that.
Super cool with them. Didn't they play together or later end up playing together? Yeah.
They played together before that, and then when AP came up, and he was like, AP was laughing about it. He's like, shit, and that's my boy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, you like chopped the shit out your boy like that. But I mean, it was like AP was just letting them know, like, shit, we're here. We're not scared of nothing. And
because he was trying to debo B-Rad. we was just with B-Rad out in Indianapolis. He came and did the show. We hung out with him afterwards too.
Yeah,
and I was trying to explain to Dylan. I was like, man, you got to understand. B-Rad had the best white boy pass probably in the history of the NBA. He was down with the brothers while not trying to be a brother. He still could listen to his music. He did what we did. He partook a little bit. He'd be in the club with you, but he wasn't trying to be black. He didn't start getting braids or like trying to act like us.
Yeah.
So
Very country.
Super country. So when so I played with Shaq, remember? He's tried to swing on B-Rad in Chicago.
Yeah.
When he came back to the bench, I was like, you know what I mean? I'm like, nah. I was like, you was gonna swing on B-Rad? He was like, I pulled it, Lonnie. I pulled it. I was like, yeah, we ain't doing that. That's not the one. Like, do that with a couple of the other white boys. You know what I mean? There's some other white boys you can pick on and do the thing. You know what I mean? But B-Rad is basically one of us.
Yeah, Brad don't mean no harm with nothing, man. He out there trying to fit in and just doing what he do. And I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for his passing ability too, because he was passing the shit out of that thing too. But Brad just made it look awkward. Brad just made it kind of look like on the white man can't jump, like little like goofy kind. Yeah. But he was a great passer.
It's tough to follow in Vlade's footsteps too. Those are big ass shoes to try and fill.
Yeah, Vlade was one of the best teammates I had, man. Just all the way around, as far as like, no matter what kind of game he had, he was going to be the same person. He's going to make jokes. He's going to talk shit. He's going to be leading the card game on the plane. You know, I've been with a few teams. Like if guys don't score their points, they're going to be sitting on the back of the plane and not be talking to nobody. So I've been on both sides of that, and just seeing that, I learned a lot of stuff going to Sacramento, bro. Like the accountability of a player. Like it started with Webb. Webb is like one of the very few superstars that would say, "My fault. I fucked up. I'm gonna make sure the next time it's not gonna be like that." And I respected that, and that's what made me look up to him. Because I used to watch him when he was at Michigan. Yeah. And so just to be on the same court with the icon, it was just a dream come true for me.
Did Sam Cassell get you in the post?
Oh man, that's it. Yeah, you can't block that shit. Them motherfuckers, no matter what you do, you think he's there. And he's gonna get it off every time.
He's telling you where he's going too. He's telling you where he's going. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go right over here. Yeah. You know how Sam talk. Don't worry about it, big fella. You ain't got to come out here. I'm gonna just go right over here. Yeah. Yep.
Fade away every time, and you can't block. Nothing you can do about it. That's why they had Doug guarding him, and I had to guard. I forget
Hassel.
What his name
was that
is.
Trenton Hassel?
Yeah. I had to guard Hassel, but I mean, see, because I couldn't guard Sam down there. Yeah. I wasn't giving no defensive stop to Sam.
So when he hit the big balls celebration, that wasn't on you?
I don't know. I mean, I probably got switched off on him a few times, but if I was on him, I wasn't supposed to be. Maybe a transition defense or what. But I mean, Sam Cassell was tough, man. It's like he ain't going to give you nothing speedy, but he gonna get it. You will not block his shot.
He going to get to that spot. He gonna pick that spot. You gonna try like hell to get him over there. You gonna tell you big. The whole thing is like he going over there, bro. To do exactly what he said he was gonna do.
And he's gonna do a turnaround. Yep. And there's nothing you can do if you're his same height or shorter. Ain't nothing you can do about it
because he's all the way up here.
I mean, and he's falling back too. So I mean, it's like it's just frustrating, man. When you know it's coming, you can't stop it.
What does your generation of point guards represent? Because we mentioned a few of them. You had to go through a gauntlet in those early 2000s, talking about Nash, Stockton, Nick Van Exel was there, and kind of an off guard. Jay Kidd, Marbury. What does that generation of point guards kind of represent? Do you think in the history of point guards?
I mean, it's just a lot of guys that I think everybody was tough when we was playing.
Facts.
There was no guys. I mean, there were some guys that couldn't shoot that kind of made it easier for me to guard. But the ones that could shoot, like Marbury, Van Exel, those guys are getting up a lot of attempts too. You know what I mean? So I think they deserve to be respected in like just the category of point guards. Just like they don't. I think they can get the respect that I think they deserve. It's just that era because everybody, you had a tough game every night, and no matter what, Tony Parker, Baron Davis, Van Ness. I mean, every night you're gonna have somebody that's gonna try to, you know what? I'm going out. I'm gonna try to win this battle tonight, and you got a battle every night.
You know what your generation represents to me? Creativity. In the point guard position, a little bit more bounce, couple of the hands up and the hezzy, you know, BD come in with the off schedule, you know what I mean? It was used to reads, you know what I mean? Come off pick and roll, shoot. That generation, you know what I mean, introduced a little bit more of the shit, if you excuse my term, you know what I mean? Hesitation. Go ahead.
And B Diddy's one of the best, like one of the, I don't think he gets the respect that he deserves too, because like it was J Kidd and Gary Payton, but there wasn't that many point guards coming out the West at that time. Even like when I was a sophomore and he's a freshman coming in, he wasn't scared of me. I could see it in his face, like he wanted to try to prove himself, and I love that. He'll go out there and dunk on you. I played with him in New York, and it was kind of different because we were both kind of on our last leg. It was different, but just to be with him and kind of spend that time with a younger West Coast kid was a good time for me, man. Like I said, I respect B Diddy's game. I don't think he gets respect that he definitely deserves.
Did you know that Gerald Wallace was going to be like that? He had some crazy dunks in Sacramento. Was he just like super raw?
Yeah, he was raw. I mean, he was just he couldn't find time because we were 10 deep.
Yeah,
Turkle too.
So I mean, but we the second group used to beat us all the time in practice.
Dylan,
Bobby Jackson.
I'll be telling
Pollard.
them. I told them in the last couple of years, I was like, well, you know what Nova and the fans don't know is the games that you want to see is the second team against the first team in practice, because that second team everybody want. I need a couple more minutes. You know what I mean? Hey, them games was the best part of the league to me. Them shits was competitive, man.
Yeah, they used to beat us, man. A lot. Our second five probably could have went and started anywhere else. And I think after we started trading some of the way, I think they did go start somewhere else. Like Gerald Wallace. Gerald Wallace wasn't getting any time in Sacramento. He goes and he's a superstar. He's a star of the Bobcats. You know what I mean? So it just showed like Gerald Wallace was raw. He was young. I think he was like 18 or 19 at the time. You know what I mean? He's from the country. He was just trying to
figure this thing
out. I don't know if I want
out.
to say happy to be here.
He's trying to figure this thing out. Yeah. Sacramento was a good spot for him to land too. Smaller,
just a start. I think it's a good start for him just to see the ins and outs and how basketball stays, because he went there and he was the man over there in Charlotte. So,
is your Kings team, you think, the best team to never win a championship?
Of course, but I think I mean that hurt me too, because that was a championship. I think we might have even got another one after that, because I mean we ran through. I think we was beating the Nets by 50 something at their place that same year in New Jersey. So I mean, I think, like I said, I know for a fact we were the best team in the league that year for sure.
Y'all would have drugged New Jersey. We swept New Jersey.
Yeah.
I say Shaq and Kobe was really out there doing. But I was on the team, but we did drag New Jersey in a full sweep. You know what I mean? I think they got the picture of Shaq dunking on the whole team. You know what I mean? Kobe.
Oh man,
yeah, Kobe was
Shaq was a fucking monster, man. I never seen. Like, he's the most dominant player I've seen, like, in real time. Like, our thing, when we played y'all, Jelani, our thing was, Doug's going to do his best against Kobe, and we, help out, make him see a few people. But our thing was with Shaq, make sure Shaq sees 3 people at all times. He gets the ball, 3 people got to be, if he puts the ball down, and you couldn't stop it. It was like playing on, like if you play on a little hoop with your friends and just boom, back them down, power dunk every time, man.
Hey, remember his little beef with Vlade in the media? If you go on YouTube, you'll see a video because they was beefing back and forth in the paper. I guess Vlade had said a couple slick things, and if you go on YouTube, you'll see me on the back of the bus and Shaq singing that song.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know, Vlade, you must be out your mind. Yeah.
I remember. I seen that. I did see that. That's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just. I guess that's where Shaq is. Man. Like even when I forget, he might have been in Cleveland or somewhere he was, and I was on the Hawks. And he was like, Mike, let's start that beef up again. I said, Shaq, I don't think we have enough for what y'all got right now. You know, this is only me and Joe Johnson have been in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So it was kind of hard for them young guys, but I mean, eventually the young guys got together. But it's just a fun time, man. It's entertainment. Guys looking to have fun.
Man, let me tell you something, Bib. I know this might break your heart, or you might not want to hear it. I'm gonna tell you anyway. I walked after that game, after Rob hit that shot.
Oh, man.
I didn't go on the bus. My homeboy Moose, Ryan Bailey, shout out my Toby Betty's little brother. He was staying in Sacramento because he was working for the governor. So I walked through the parking lots. When I tell you it was The Walking Dead in that parking lot, like people was crying, deflated. People were staring up in the scare like, what did we just watch? You know what I mean?
I thought like going home to play like that, I thought it was like, there's no way we could lay an egg like that. We're going back home and it's going to have to be real, real bad for us to lose this game. And it was real, real bad. So, but I mean, it's like, I mean, it just hurts because I listened. So the funny thing is, I'm gonna tell you this story. A guy on our team, Chucky Brown.
My dog.
You know, it's my fourth season. I'm in LA talking cash shit. I'm on the, with the Blues. I'm on the red carpets. I'm going to movie premieres. I'm doing the radio.
That's when they opened up the Palms. That's when the Palms popped up. Yeah.
And the shit. So I'm in LA talking cash shit everywhere. It's over. Nothing they could do. Chalk it up. So we coming back from like one of those events, and Chucky Brown's like, Mike, watch. He said they're gonna have a crew in there tomorrow to make sure things go a certain way. And I was like, what? I said, he's like, yeah, they're gonna have a certain crew in there. It's gonna make it go a certain way. I said, Chucky, shut the hell! I ain't hearing that bull. Ain't nothing they can do to stop this.
Didn't you hear what I said?
That's what I'm looking
dead.
at.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because you was frying. Yeah.
And Chucky said they're going to bring in a certain crew, a refereeing crew, to do this next game. And I was like, man, come on. He said, watch. As soon as we got to the game, bro, it was the same people. He said, and he just looked back and he was just like, told you. But I was like, but I mean, they were getting our champagne ready. Because the ball boy told me, he's like, we had to pack up all the champagne. Because all the champagne was out.
In
and
game
then
6?
everybody's mind, game 6, and everybody's mindset was like, well, shit, let's just go get it at home then. And then this, like I said, we laid an egg, man. It's unfortunate that it happened, but I mean, you guys beat the shit out. I mean, it would beat the shit out of game 7, but you guys took care of business, came in game 7, withstood the overtime and all that. And I mean, it's upsetting for me, man, because that was a big moment.
That was the championship.
We could have got there. Yeah, for sure.
That was the championship.
That's what they want. That's what everybody wanted to see.
Afterwards, they wasn't worried about J Kidd and Kerry Kittles and none of that. They was like, we done got through the worst part. You know, Phil done chopped up the videos and gassed everybody up. Showed the shit. Mike Bibby was talking. Put the what did he put? Which one did he make, Dylan? He made somebody. This was this was before Bib. That was White Chocolate that he did the American History X shit.
Yeah, they made Jason Williams, Ed Norton, and they made Adelman. I think Hitler.
So you had I can't remember. I'm gonna ask Dev. You had in the row. You had when the head of the snake, he would make a movie. It would be a content. So we would watch film, right, and then the screen would go black, and then it would go to a movie. And it would correlate with who the head of the snake was. He had somebody for you. I forgot what it was, but that's how he made us pay attention. Because like Devin came, he was like, Shaq would fall asleep in the first 5 minutes. Kobe was in there mad because he's already seen this. Right, he's already watched film. He already been watching film for. He's like, now we got to do. I got to do this again. But he used to make these splices. I can't. Maybe I'll remember before we get off. But you had a splice. You had like a movie part where he was trying to, because that was his thing. We got to stop there. He used to tell D Fish, Derek. He used to say some little Derek. If we could just slow him down, you know what I mean? Yada yada. Well, I think we'll be good. But he couldn't. And like I said, I mean, history is history. Like at the end of the day, like that was prime Bib. To me, that was prime Bib. You was frying. There was nothing that could be done. You got paid that summer, right? I think you
I did. Yeah.
See,
it was like a 7-year contract. You look back now, you wish it could have been shorter just to re-up a different time. But I mean, like just to be a part of that's probably one of the best series in NBA history that happened right there. Just for me to be a part of it. With two, I think I give Shaq and Kobe both top 5 of all time. Just to be on the court with them and share that experience with them means everything to me, man.
And you got the NCAA championship. That helps.
Now.
A lot of people don't have that.
I would have rather had an NBA championship than that.
That NCAA championship don't mean nothing to you, Bib?
It means something, but I would rather have the NBA championship.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just thought, without a doubt.
That's the best in the world.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, but like when we won the championship, we weren't even supposed to win it at the time.
I know.
Like we were like,
yes, we won Pac-10. We won the Pac-10 that year, both years. Yeah. Y'all made the.
We were under 500. I think we're at 500.
And made that run.
And we were just, and we watched. I remember us watching the select show. And we were sitting there like, damn, I hope we make it. But our conference was so good that we got a 4 seed. I don't know how we got a 4 seed out of that, but we got a 4 seed, and it was just. I mean, we got hot at the right time, man. No one expected us to even get through anybody. So I was like, it's going to be this game.
Sure,
it's going to be Providence. They're going to lose to. Oh, then it's going to be Kansas.
Yeah.
And then all the way down the line, man.
Shortly after that, Bib, when do you become like the Team Dime Jordan brand ambassador and start pulling out the lows and everything? Is it after that series and when you got your bag, or you?
No, it was
before that.
It wasn't when I was in Vancouver for sure.
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
it was kind of after that.
Yeah,
because I told him, because I like to wear low tops. I wore low tops the whole time. And I remember them sending me a picture, because he used to send us like pictures of the shoe. This is what we're going to have y'all in this year. And I remember it being like the 5s and the 9s and stuff like that. And I remember telling the guys like, hey, could you guys chop these and make them low top? And they were like, yeah.
Nothing was ever the
like
same.
Shit.
Again, yeah.
I said, make them low top there for me. And that's when, me and DA always wore low tops, Derek Anderson. And it was kind of like, okay, we got the 9s, we got the 5s, we got the 2s. I mean, they chopped everything for us. And it was just like, just to be a part of the Jordan brand and be like that. I still get stuff to this day. They still take care of me. It's been 20 plus years. Do events for them. I mean, it's great to be a part of.
You haven't played in nothing but Nike brand. Have you ever?
I ain't played nothing but Jordan.
But Arizona, I ain't never known Arizona to be nothing but Nike.
Yeah, they had Nike, but I remember I wore the 13s a few games. My sophomore year, I wore the red and white. And I wore the blue,
pennies.
like the blue.
And you wore them foam pockets.
Pennies in the championship.
Yeah, you wore them foam pockets. Yep, them shits was cold.
There was a story about that too in my freshman year. So, back then, Jelani, everybody, like if your uniforms were a certain color, your shoes were a certain color. So if you had a little bit of red and navy, your shoes were a little bit in red and navy. So the Nike guy comes and he's like, he sits us down. He's like, I got a shoe for you guys. It's not out yet. So it's not your guys' team color, and it's not out yet. So I said, I was like, I'm wearing them. I don't care what they are. If they're not out yet, I'm wearing them. And so he gave everybody a pair to wear. You know, some people stayed with the same shoe they had. I was going to wear it, whether they were boots or not. I was going to put them on. And so I ended up wearing them, and it's just people went crazy. Yeah, for wearing those before Penny. Penny was pissed. The guy I remember telling us, like, Penny don't even want to wear those no more.
They think they're yours.
We wore them before him.
Yep.
And he was pissed.
Yep.
And so, I mean, that's like a good story to say. But those shoes, like, I put those on now. I don't understand how I even played in those.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Those are Timberlands. Modified Timberlands.
Yeah, for real. For sure.
Why don't they do the PEs for the current Jordan Brand athletes anymore on court, like the 5s and the old school models? Like, I always thought that was so dope, making like the Bibby 5s or the Bibby 12 lows. Why don't they give the current Jordan guys the old PE models?
Because those shoes sell on its own. They need to sell their other stuff.
The inventory that they're making, that new shit they're making.
Any retro you put out, it's going to be sold. They want to try to get these other shoes sold that need to be seen. You know what I mean? So they put guys in different types of shoes just so they can sell all their shoes. Michael Jordan don't need help selling shoes, his retros.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you
something. They need to get. Go ahead.
You're a shoe guy, but I've always wondered this. What if they took the old Jordan stuff and they put the new shit in it? Like, what if like they took the 4s or whatever and they put the Zoom footbed in the bottom of it, as opposed, you think that would elevate the shoe, if that's a good balance between new and run, or you think the aesthetic just needs to remain as the 4s should come how they can?
Yeah, I think you don't want to change that because, like you said, that's iconic too. All the Jordan retros are iconic. You could I like when they come out in different colors because it's just a different look. But I mean, I had all the colors, like the basic colors that MJ had. But I get excited when they come in new colors, like when a 4 is in a different color or 9's in a different color. But like you said, they don't put them in the stuff that's already going to sell. Like, I mean, they probably will make some for them. But they want you to wear other stuff on the court to where it's like, what is Bradley Beal playing in? Mm-hmm. What is, what are these guys playing in? So these kids can go out there and buy those shoes too. Because everybody's always going to buy the retros. Everybody.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Shit. All right, Bib. Man, we appreciate your time. I think
Thank
this
you.
was dope. We'll look out for things for you. You can catch you on the Kings broadcast, man. And
yes, sir.
Welcome here anytime. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank God. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Jelani. Please appreciate it, Dylan. Thank you.
Come on, always a pleasure, babe.